Good afternoon, and welcome back to another episode of the Grimaldo Group, where we love helping families create wealth through home ownership. And again, with me, as usual, we have with us Juan Grimaldo, the one and only.
The Juan and only.
The
Good
Juan,
afternoon.
I like that, the Juan and Lonely. Juanito, which is a term of endearment. I mean, I say Juanito sometimes. Juanito, how are you?
I'm doing terrific. Very, very well. Thank you, sir. You?
It's a beautiful day. The sky is blue. We got great weather, and I don't have to wear a coat or I don't have to shovel snow. I've done those things in the past, so I know.
Getting up in the morning and being afraid of having frost on the floor and just slipping and falling. I did it a couple times when I lived in Nebraska.
Oh yeah,
Nebraska. What were you doing in Nebraska? I get that question every single time. But
so what were you doing in Nebraska?
My parents retired when I was 12. We went to Mexico, and my mom wanted me to keep the language, so she sent me to Nebraska with my brothers. They were living up there at the time, and I lived there for maybe 3-4 years.
Were you fulfilling your life, your dream goal in Nebraska?
To be honest with you, they had great schools. They from what I've heard back then, they had more millionaires per capita than anywhere else in the country, and they don't have money to they don't have anywhere else to spend the money but school. So the schools are amazing. So yeah, they had a good. I was a good student. Let's just leave it at that.
Yep. Well, it pays off. And today we kind of want to talk about dreaming again and creating a breakthrough. We talk about goals and vision boards and so on, but sometimes we tend to hit a wall. Some of us have come to a point where we just get stuck.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
I think this is important because you are retired, but you're here working, right? So a lot of people look for that retirement as if that's the ultimate goal and that's the place to be. What do you say to that?
What do I say to that? Well, I think I saw it as an opportunity. If I can retire, and trust me, I retired and then I sat in the sofa and I was twiddling my fingers. I just couldn't have it. I mean, I couldn't see myself waking up at whatever time I wanted to with no structure or discipline to keep myself accountable and just look at the ceiling or watch another episode of, I don't know, whatever show that I like cars. I like whatever.
You like YouTube from what I see.
Yeah. And so you can only see but so many shows, right? Then I needed to do something, and I wanted to enjoy whatever it is that I was doing. And I had always thought about real estate, even when I was still in law enforcement. Okay. But it came to that point where I woke up kind of and just smelled the coffee. Yeah. I said, this is a good time for me to actually get my real estate license. And that's how I met you. I met you in church, though.
Yep.
And it wasn't until I went to your Bible study at your home where you asked me, so what do you do for a living? And that's when I said, I'm retired. I was kind of like stuck. Okay. But I had in the back of my head or deep down inside a desire for more. Okay. And sometimes we find ourselves in a situation where we're stuck, and it needs or requires someone from the outside to kind of give you a nudge, a little push.
Well, just imagine if I can, because I think about this. When I go on vacation, we typically go for a week or two. When I go for 2 weeks, I'm bored out of my mind for the last few days. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I need to do something. You can only see the ocean for so long. You can only see the beautiful forest for so long. You can only watch TV, watch those Netflix or whatever, your choice of viewing is. It gets old. Like people that play golf, Darren, the coach that we listen to, same thing. He retired. He's like, oh, this is going to be the greatest thing. He was 30 years old. And after a year, he's like, okay, I'm bored out of my mind. I'm done with this. So I think that you need to have a purpose in life. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree 100%. And that's where I found myself. So rather than just living in the retired life and, I don't know, going for long walks in the park, I love walking.
Oh, yeah.
I just wake up earlier.
You can still do it and work, right? And I feel like it's not, what did Jesus do with that? What was the plan that he pulled out? And he was kind of like sending a message. This plan is dead. It's got to go.
I don't know how to say it in English, but
there's a parable where he talks about, this plan is just dead.
Yeah.
And if you're dead, you're not doing anything. You're not producing any fruit.
Be cut and thrown to flames.
God will take you. Let's go.
Yeah, come on. I mean, if it's my time, it's my time. But
right.
But sometimes we can find ourselves in a rut in life, and you have to analyze, why is this rut here, and why am I in it, and how can I get out of it? One of the ways that I've seen is remove yourself from a place that allows you to fall in ruts time and time again. I know of an individual who I see in and observe that they are in a very huge rut, lots of potential, intelligent, bilingual,
that's the sad part,
attractive, and stuck in a huge rut. And I see and observe that the reason why this individual is in that rut is because they have not removed themselves from that area, that situation that put them there to begin with.
And you know what, Angel? Like, you can be in any situation. You can be put in whatever challenge you can be. And it's up to you. It's mental, right? Like, let's say, for example, right now, I can feel however I want.
Yes.
I can feel sad if I want to. I can bring back a bad memory and feel instantaneously bad.
Yes.
Or I can think of something super cool. Like everybody, like freaking, who's your like biggest hero? Vicente Fernandez is watching me right now. Oh my gosh, I'm so awesome, right? Like nothing happens to you. It happens because of you. And whatever you put in your mind, that's what's going to be what you believe. So you can control your situations by controlling your mind, because one of the things that, especially in what we do, we're real estate agents, and what do we deal with every single day?
Well, we deal with
problems,
many problems.
We're basically like the problem solvers of the situation, right? We have a wrench and every kind of tool you can imagine to make things work.
Yes.
And some people, like you asked me this morning, how do you sleep, right? Well, can I do something to fix it? Yes, great. If I can't do it, then I can't. So I'm not going to focus on something that I cannot control. And trust me, I'm human. I go through that. Like, why are you guys late today? Like, why are we leaving? So it happens every single time. Well, if it happens every single time, should I make a deal out of it? Or should I how do I change the situation? Can I change it?
So it's your attitude towards the situation. And I admire a lot my father-in-law, happens to be Angel. His name is Angel as well. Isn't that cool? And I see him as my father, okay? Because my father passed away, and so my father-in-law has had a successful business. He's a dentist, and he has his practice clinic with multiple dentists. Thank you. And so I've known him since back in '97 is when I first met my father-in-law, and I see how he carries himself. Okay, he's now retired, even though he still has his business, but this development that he implemented with his business and how it continued to grow, as he still was a family man, as he still was active in church and in the community, that required of him, commitment and dedication. And I would observe him and say to myself, how does he do it? How does he sleep at night? And it's kind of like with what you said, what can I, with my own power, change? It's my attitude towards the situation is what's going to help me get to the other side.
I was looking for a picture you sent me at one point, because even though how old is he?
He's 72 now.
He sent me a book of self-development. He had it on his desk. And this never ends, guys. Like the journey for success and the journey for developing, man, there's so much to learn. The more you read, the more you realize, oh crap, I don't know anything. Like, it's so interesting, right? And to see that from your father-in-law, that he still, is eager to continue to grow. I know he's going through a situation, but still.
I mean, he's been a person not only with interested in developing himself, but I remember, and again, this was the first time that I really was surrounded by someone who is an entrepreneur or a business person, and I've seen how they carry themselves and develop. Because
as a dentist, right? Like
as a dentist. So he's not only a dentist, but he's also a business individual.
Yep.
And he would go to conferences, and then he would set aside a time of the operation of the clinic to lock it up, in advance, everything well planned and organized, and he would have his employees there, and he would give a conference regarding self-development and money other subjects, and he would bring maybe a special guest.
That's awesome.
And then provide lunch and so on, have a time to gather collectively and reflect and ask questions. So it wasn't just for him, okay, it was to instill others that there's more that you can do in developing yourself, and then as a chain reaction, it's going to be passed on to another.
It's contagious. And I think one of the things that you mentioned right now is most people that are uber successful, they're anxious to share what they know with you in the world.
Yes.
Because they have enjoyed the fruits of being successful, and they don't want to keep it. I hear a lot of people say, all these millionaires, billionaires, get over it. That's BS. The news have fed you with a lot of crap. And honestly, most people that are successful, they want to share everything they know with you because it's so easy and simple. But it's actually simple, not easy, because the disciplines that you need to do in order to succeed are simple, but most people aren't willing to do it. Like they say, the average American reads about like half a book.
Yeah.
The average, the top CEOs read about 60 to 70 books a year.
Yes.
Right. So it's basically what you put in your mind that is going to take you as far as you can from other people that have succeeded. Right.
Why reinvent the wheel?
That's
okay.
my, yeah. Like,
we are what we eat.
Exactly.
If you
don't say that. I just had a burrito.
I mean,
we are, look at me.
I mean, we are what we eat. And if we talk about food, you're going to see how you're going to be transforming your body. I'm just saying. And then, we are what we intake and 100%. Consume.
Yep.
So I'm not a psychologist. Now I believe in psychology. Okay. Yep. I believe in getting a professional help.
Yes.
But what I do believe also is you have to watch what you're bringing into your mind and consuming. If you're constantly watching the news, I was talking to Juan. I have relatives that watch the news.
Yep.
They wake up, the first thing they do is turn on the TV as they're making the coffee, and they're listening to the news.
Yeah.
And as they get in the car, they turn the news back on. And it's just continuously throughout the day until right before going to bed, they watch the news again.
You think about it. They're brainwashing you. They're brainwashing you from the moment you wake up, during the day and at night, and it becomes your world. Mm-hmm. And this is when what Angel was saying is huge. Watch what you put in your mind. Watch what you eat, what you consume with your brain.
Correct.
Because that's gonna show you what you want to see, right? It's gonna predetermine that person looking you the wrong way because you're a certain color, a certain race, whatever, or certain type of person or whatever. It's gonna start feeding into that, and you don't want that. I mean, we're beautiful people. We create our own environments.
Well, and having said that, I think it's important to kind of conduct a self-analysis. I do that because I want to know, where am I going and what is the direction that my life is going? Who am I hanging out with?
Yep.
Are they like-minded individuals? Do they have the same belief system as I do?
Are they contributing to you, right?
Correct. Am I moving as I should?
Yep.
And so I do that. And if you say this is just the way how I am, so people that don't want to accept me, whatever. Well, I'm not saying that you always have to do what other people want, for them, how they want you to live your life. I understand
100%.
that. But it doesn't hurt to kind of also look in the mirror every so often, maybe more often than not.
Oh, yeah.
I've put that into practice years ago, and I try to do that very on a daily basis. Who am I hanging out with? What are the results? Results will tell you how are you living your life.
Yep. Do I want that lifestyle? What I'm seeing, do I like it? And I had conversations, and even with Angel, like uncomfortable conversations about, you know what? We hang out a lot on the weekends and we do stuff that we shouldn't be doing. Maybe we should go hiking. And they're like, what? You're crazy. Yeah. Then let's go to yoga. And they're like, you keep asking us to go to yoga, even though we tell you no a billion times. Yeah. And I'll continue asking you.
Yep.
I love you, and I want to see you in good health. I want to see you enjoy, like for me, and Angel again can attest to this because I go to bed like at 10 or 11. I go to bed early. I'm just tired. Like my mind goes all day. I get up at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and by the time 10 hits, I'm done. And forgive me because
You're like a freight train. Starts in the morning, full speed ahead, and then it comes that time where I've been talking to Juan at times. If it's, I already know I don't have to have a watch, right? So if I'm, that's the effect I get as I'm talking. I says, okay, it's 10 o'clock. The guy's got to go to bed. You can't hang. So, but the important thing is, and again, I believe in seeking professional help. If you are going through depression or whatever the case may be, by no means are we counselors or anything.
We're far from that,
right? But
flawed individuals.
I encourage people, dream again. Do not let failure or whatever is taking you into a place of darkness. Remove yourself.
Yeah.
Find the strength to remove yourself from whatever is allowing you to be stuck. There is hope, and you can make a breakthrough and get to where you really want to be.
100%. And it's about choice. It's about what you're going to do to get there.
And then again, I believe in God, and I believe that a breakthrough would be viable, would be successful if you place your life in God's hands. That's my belief system, and I thank God for the life I have. I've done my bad decisions, certainly, and I continue to learn from them. It's always a learning process.
Yep. And I think that you can start from there, Angel. Like for us, we believe in God, and we say it all the time. We're not going to stop saying it. That's who we are. Mm-hmm. And God didn't make mediocre people. Yep. We are his children. If you believe in a God that created the universe, he didn't create you as someone that is, like, you are worthy. Yep. You are amazing. And it's up to you to take that. And God gave you freedom too, to take ownership and take charge of your life.
Exactly.
So again, going back to my beginnings, like where I come from, if I would have said, oh, you know what? And they used to tell me this, you're from the barrio, you belong here. What are you doing hanging out with those rich kids or doing this stuff? I went to a private school. My mom was able to put me in a private school. And I'm like, well, I hang out with these guys. They're my friends from school, right? I like the life they live. I don't enjoy these things that I don't see you guys destroying your lives, like it's how you take and make the best of your life by the choices you make. And they're daily choices, right? Yep. I'm going to go back and Angel's going to be like, again, get up early, read the Bible, and then go to work.
Yeah, there's certain basic moves that you can do to get the train moving in the direction that it needs to go. Yep. And it's a decision-making process. And again, seek professional help if need be, connect with the right people, and life will be beautiful.
It's beautiful. So, and then we live in the most beautiful time. You have this, you can see, you just go back in time, Angel, when you were watching TV when you were 12 years old.
Oh, yeah. I remember there was only a few channels. That was easy. All right. Now there's so much.
It was 12 channels. Yeah. There was the U on top, and then
I mean, well, back in Jersey, it was like Channel 7, Channel 2, and
like 3 or 4,
Channel 4. So it was CBS, ABS, ABC, whatever. And then there were a few other local channels, and then of course PBS. Yep. Simple Life. Now we got so many distractions. We don't even know what our kids are watching half the time.
And that's scary.
That is scary. So just it requires more of us, because if you see your child heading down a road where they don't really talk to me that often anymore, they don't even say hi to me in the morning, or they don't care. It's that time of the change in the life, but that requires more attention.
Get in. Yep.
Affirmative. I keep saying affirmative. I'm going to have to cut that out of my vocabulary.
That's you. That's the military,
law enforcement,
special agent, lingo.
But anyways, we wanted to talk about how, you can dream again. We encourage people to dream. That's why we've spoken about vision boards and how you should be a visionary. And again, we're realtors. We talk about how you can see yourself in a home. If you've not had the opportunity to buy a house, you're a first-time home buyer, and you've left it in the back of your head, oh, that's not for me. I'm not going to be able to accomplish that.
You can reach that goal.
You can reach it. And we're here to help. You can reach out to us. We can sit down and strategize. And we always encourage you to get with a proactive realtor and a proactive lender.
Well, you were saying, yeah, and you were saying to go with a professional, right? If especially for this, you don't want to go with any agent.
Yeah.
Again, because it's the biggest purchase or sell you're ever going to make in your life. Go ahead and reach out to us. We love the opportunity to work with you. Don't believe what we say. Go online and check out what other people say about us, right?
Yep. Well, thank you for being with us. We hope you are encouraged and ready to rock and roll and make that breakthrough that you deserve.
Let's go.